Okay.
另外一个。
Right now we have 15 people in participating. Okay. So we're going to start. How was your assignment 3? Did you enjoy doing assignment 3?
No.
No.
Just no.
Yeah.
Yes
Yeah,
or
very
no?
good. Perfect.
Not enjoy it.
Probably some of you have suffered using Microsoft Project, especially when it is not working very well in reporting.
Yeah.
So many of you have sent me emails complaining about Microsoft Project software that was available on my desktop. We will try to sort out the problems probably for the next semester. So today I'm going, I have uploaded a presentation for you in additional learning resources, so you would be able to download it. I briefly have covered week 5 and 6 in that presentation. But I don't think we would be able to cover all of the concepts by this webinar. So make sure you go there and you download that presentation. There are some useful information for you. So at the beginning of this webinar, I will try to talk about assignment 4. So
另外一个黑的。就那个小的黑的。
what's happening? We have background noise, so if you want to talk to somebody else, please turn off your
mic. Yeah.
Okay. So I'm going to share this presentation, and I'm going to talk about assignment 4. Who has started working on assignment 4 so far?
A little bit.
Okay,
I had
so
it quickly, just read it quickly.
I'm just reading it through actually.
Yes,
There's a lot of reading.
so did you find the case study? Did you start reading the case study?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so make sure you read it a couple of times, because there are lots of issues that you will need to cover. So before it starts, I just remind you a couple of points. One is that if you need any support in regard to, your administrative issues, please contact Steve, send email to studentsuccess@studyonline.rmit.edu. And if you want to extend your assignments, you will need to fill application form and send it to this email. This is for request for extensions for more than 4 days. If you want to extend below 4 days, you just need to inform me by sending an email. But if you are going to need an extension for more than 4 days, fill the application form and send it to the email that is already provided to you.
And we're not going to lose any marks for it, right? If we delay, like we inform you, but we delay by 4 days.
Now there is no mark deduction for that, but those who have delay and they haven't informed me, they will be penalized, sadly.
Yeah, we understand that.
Okay, so I start from part 3 of the presentation. Okay, so for this week, it is expected that you go for discussions in week 5 and 6, because one of the discussions in week 5 has not been covered, and it is essential to identify what are project managers' skills and competencies. So in week 5 discussion, page 5, you will see a very small discussion. You will need to go to see seek.com.au and find some advertisements about project managers, and find what are the skills that are required by organizations. What are the abilities of project managers that they feel. So I'm so distracted. So could you please turn off your
Microphone.
voices?
Masood, you are on mute. We cannot hear you.
That's not a very good idea.
Okay, so do you hear me now?
Yes,
Yep.
mate.
Okay, so page 5 discussion in week 5 will help you to consolidate your understanding about project managers' skills and competencies. Those are things that you are going to use in your assignment 4. So make sure you understand the concept very well and participate in that discussion. In week 6, so for page 5, I have already posted 3 questions in regard to earned value management. So those are simple questions that will help you to practice earned value management. This earned value management is a tool that project managers, project planners use to check the progress of the project against a preset baseline. So you remember you did a planning part in your assignment. So once your planning is complete, you freeze your plan and you call it baseline. So when you go to perform on activities and deliverables of the project and try to accomplish milestones, you will check your progress based on that milestone. So, or that based on that baseline. So there is a technique that project managers use, and we call it earned value management. This is a content of week 6. So I'm sure some of you have already read the content and you know what is earned value management. So again, in page 10, there is another discussion about project completion, project closure, and documenting the lesson learned. So make sure you go there and participate in discussions. So assignment 4. Is there anyone have difficulties finding the case study? So just click on the link that provided for you in assignment 4 and find your case study. This is the project is called Blue Spider Project. This is the famous case study from Kersner book. So we expect you to read that case study, analyze it, and answer 8 questions that already have been posted for you. So assignment due date is
sorry, is it 7 questions or 8?
8
Right.
questions. So make sure there is 1 question at the end below that table. So don't forget to answer that one as well.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So each question address one knowledge area, and if you have read the case study, you will know that there are problems with that project. So each knowledge area, for each knowledge area, you can find some problems in the case study. So it is important to analyze the case study, write down what are the issues and what are the symptoms of the problems, and then link them to one knowledge area, for example, risk management or communication and stakeholder management or procurement management, whatever it is. So make sure you find the consequences, problems, and then link them to knowledge areas. And then you will conclude at the end what is the exact problem in that project. So there are 8 questions. The first one, I have highlighted the important keywords of those questions. The first one, there's a statement at the beginning of the case study. The sponsor says that the truth doesn't always win proposals. So this could be a symptom of ethical issues in that project. So you will need to find some quality articles and papers and address those ethical issues in project management. Later in this presentation, I will tell you how to search for ethical issues. In the second question, we address risk. So it is important to talk about risk management. How did the project team handle risk at different phases of project lifecycle? So you will need to find out what are the stages of risk management and link them to project lifecycle, and then discuss what are the problems that the project management and project team had in identifying the risks. Is there any question for the first 2? Is that clear for you?
I think so.
Okay, so the third one, address, you will need to identify key stakeholders, and then you will need to find what are the communication management issues in that project. So you will list communication management issues. So if you will see that the concern of third question is not discussing the theory, it's just finding the communication management issues. So some of the questions has a focus on theory, so you will need to discuss theory and then identify issues. Some of the questions are just focusing on finding the issues and problems. So make sure you understand the question very well. Question 4, what's the selection of project, was the selection of project manager right for the project or not? So before you decide that the project management selection was right or not, you will need to find what is the definition of a good project manager. So you will need to go and look at the content on Week 5 and do some research to find what are the skills and competencies of project managers, and then compare it to project manager Gary in your case to find what was his problems, what are the skills that he's lacking, and then answer to this question.
Masood, I have got a question here. In our the case study, it mentioned a program manager in several places rather than a project manager. Does it matter, or we just? No. If that statement is referring to Gary, Yes.
it means project manager. But if he's not referring to Gary, you will need to find out whether that guy is working in project management office. Okay. As as I recall, Gary is called project managers, but project managers. So if you find any other program manager, you need to make sure that this data statement is talking about Gary or not.
Yeah, they're talking about Gary, but talking about, I think it's a program manager. They actually mixed it up. Sometimes they talk about project manager, sometimes program manager. I'm not sure everybody else
So
or not.
if data statement is talking about Gary, it means project manager. Okay, you don't need to think about these things. Just think about Gary as the project manager. Focus on Gary. Okay. Question 5. I have highlighted mistrust and contract for you. So these are keywords that you will need when you are going to search for this question in quality articles. Put mistrust and contract as keywords, so you will find good quality articles. So you will need to answer what happens. That there are some situations of mistrust in that case study. So identify them, and then talk about what are the consequences of mistrust from contract perspective. Is that clear?
Yes.
Okay. So in question 6, as you know, the type of contract was fixed price contract. So you will need to talk about advantages and disadvantages of fixed price contract, and justify that whether it was a right choice from contractor perspective and from client perspective. So you'll need to justify if it was the right choice or not.
Question on 6 is, are other types of contracts being discussed in the course material thus far? I haven't seen it, or I haven't picked up on it. Is this a new concept that you're introducing?
I think it is discussed I think it is discussed in week 4 when we talked about procurement management. So
Okay, all right.
Have a look at week 4 content. Okay. Later on, I will talk about the sources that you can go and seek for these questions. Then you will need to decide what other type of contract, just one contract, that you are going to propose based on your understanding about contract, and you will justify your answer. What are the advantages and disadvantages of that type of contract, and how it can help project manager to sort out his issues.
Masood, I got a question here. Can we propose incentive contract as well?
It's your choice. Yes, you can. But as long as you justify it correctly, it would be fine.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. So then, once you answered question 1 to 6, you would be able to answer question 7. Okay. So once you identified problems in those 6 questions, you would be able to answer question 7 and rate project management, different project management knowledge areas in that table. And then for each one of them, you will need to have a short discussion. Why do you think that, for example, you rank them very low in time management or risk management? You will need to discuss it. Then question 8 would be your conclusion of your report. So you will need to come up with, you will need to conclude what are the major problems in that project. And then you will come up with some recommendations, and you document the lesson learned that you have, gained from doing this case study. Okay, I talk about a structure of this assignment. It is a report, so you will need to have an executive summary. Executive summary is not an introduction. Okay, so in executive summary, you will overview the purpose of the project and report, and you will briefly talk about what are the areas that you have analyzed and what are your findings. And you will need to put it in something around 100 to 150 words. Then you will have table of content. Then in the introduction, you will talk about purpose of the report and the structure of your report, briefly in 100 words. Okay, so make sure you have a good executive summary. And in total executive summary and introduction, it should be around 250 words. In the body, you will just answer questions 1 to 8. And question 8 would be your conclusion. And in this project, in this report, you will need to properly cite to relevant articles and quality journal papers and textbook and maybe some other content from quality websites like pmi.org. And if you have anything, any analysis or something that you want to show us to the quality of your report, you can put it in appendices. So, as you have word limit of 2,200 to 2,500, it means that normally you will need to put 230 to 250 words for each part of the assignment. Okay. Does it make sense? Any question
Yes.
about the structure? Okay, so resources that you will need to find for this assignment. There are 2 very good journals in the area of project management. The first one is International Journal of Project Management, and the second one is Project Management Journal. So for some of the questions, you will need to find some journal articles and link your answer and your issues that you will find to those quality journals. You can also refer to the textbook, to relevant parts of the textbook, and please do not refer to virtual classroom. Okay, you need to refer to the textbook, to relevant pages in the textbook. And also you would be able to refer to the other project management books. There are lots of project management books that you can find online through the RMIT library, or you can go to the library and find some quality books.
Sorry, Masood, what was that you said not to refer to? That
not to refer to the virtual classroom. The virtual classroom. Okay.
not to,
You
so
can
that
use the content.
Larson book, is that what you said?
No, the Larson book is the textbook. The virtual classroom is a direct reference to.
The virtual classroom. Got it. Sorry,
Larson is your textbook. You can refer to it anywhere you want.
Okay, thanks.
Okay, but just don't put virtual classroom 2016 as your citation.
Okay, I understand.
Got it.
Other books, Project Manager Management by Kerzner is a good book if you want to refer to it. And there are other resources. You can find many additional reading articles in your virtual classroom. You can find those articles, download them, and refer to them.
Can we use YouTube references?
No, you can't. Wikipedia, YouTube, you can't refer. These are not, accredited
Some guy just asked if he could reference
material, okay?
YouTube videos in his report for academic study.
Sorry, I can't hear you. Okay, so also you can refer to PMBOK, a guide to the project management body of knowledge, especially, for example, for when you want to talk about type of contract. I think chapter 12 of PMBOK is a good source to answer question 6. PMBOK is a good source to answer question 6. So you can refer to it as well.
Masood, how do I get access to the first one and the second one, for example?
So you will need to log in to RMIT library.
Yeah.
And go for database. You can use many databases, for example, Elsevier, or you can just simply search in the RMIT library, and then you will narrow down to International Journal of Project Management or Project Management Journal.
Okay.
Is the RMIT library open on weekends?
Yes, it is.
It depends which one you go to. The city one, I think most of the days until 9 o'clock.
Yeah.
And I think on Friday it's only 6 or something. And some day they also open till 12 o'clock midnight.
Okay, cool.
Okay. Anyway, you can find lots of resources from RMIT library and other websites. So if I were you, I didn't need to go to the library. So because you can find lots of articles in this area, you can easily find it. So for question 1, it is good if you refer to Code of Ethics and Professional Conduct by PMI. So each project management organization issue a code of conduct, code of ethics and professional conduct. So I want to share PMI one. And I have also provided the link so you can easily find it. So let me share it for you. So this is Code of Ethics and Professional Conduct with by PMI. So, four distinct areas: responsibility for project managers, project team, respect, fairness, and the last one, honesty. So when you analyze your case study, you will find issues with honesty. Easily you will find issues with honesty. And also you will find issues with responsibility. So you can justify how the project manager violated these terms in honesty or responsibility, and you can refer to the Code of Ethics. So this is one way of answering question 1. So have you identified ethical issues in the case study? Can you tell me what are ethical issues?
Yes, not sharing the real situation to the client and hide it from them, because they couldn't find the material in the beginning and they had to go to the lab and search the other alternative material to find the correct one.
Okay, so that is one of the ethical issues.
Yeah, but basically in RFP, they didn't do the right thing and they put the wrong thing actually.
Okay, so
The material, yeah.
yes, that is one issue. What about at the end of the project? Do you see any unethical issues there?
Yeah, when they found the new resource, they did it in a way that wasn't transparent to the major company.
Okay,
And,
so
and when they started to use it, they said, "Well, we can't tell them how we did it."
okay, so project at the end of the project manager concealed some information from sponsors.
Yes.
For example, when the test results came back from the laboratory, they found that there are problems and they conceal it. So maybe there are some issues with responsibility and honesty. So you can refer to relevant parts in Code of Ethics. So this is one way of answering it. Okay. So make sure you look at Code of Ethics.
So, are we just commenting on it? We don't actually have to go and like propose a Gantt chart and a structure for it. We're just saying, just by answering those questions, we just make some comment. Yeah.
You discuss. You don't. You make some recommendations at the end, and you will discuss the problems based on the theory. So you will need to phrase an approach when you go for writing the assignment. For example, if this will add to the quality of your report. For example, first talk about theory, then highlight the situations of problems, and then discuss. Or you can find the problems and then discuss the theory and then conclude. So it is up to you how are you going to answer questions, what is the structure what is your proper structure in each part of the questions. But it is important to be consistent. For example, if for question 1 you discuss theory and then you identify issues and then you put a discussion and conclusion, follow the same in other questions. Okay, be consistent.
How many examples? So, for example, it says did the project handle the risk during the different phases? The whole case, the whole business case is a schmozzle. There's many risks. There's been many issues throughout it. So how many, do you need to identify all of them or some of them or?
Okay, so specifically for question 2,
Yep.
did we ask you to identify the risks? Read the question again.
It says, how did the project team handle risks at different phases?
So you don't need to identify the situation of risk. You will need to discuss how they handle risk. Okay?
Okay.
So you don't need to identify what are the project risks. You will need to discuss how they handle risks. Did they have any risk management process?
They just hide.
No.
They just hide them.
They didn't handle risk management process. So you will need to discuss around this issue, not the risk itself.
So you don't have to go and then build a risk matrix table or anything like that?
No, you don't need to.
Okay.
Okay. What are the stages of risk management? Do you remember? We had 4 stages of risk management.
Identify, assess, prepare response, and manage the response.
Okay. Those are 4 stages. So each of these stages, they are happening in project life cycle. So you will need to discuss that this is the theory of project risk management. So we have 4 stages. This is theory, and then you will discuss what went wrong in that project. How did they handle risk management? Okay.
Yeah.
Any other question?
Masood, is there a reason why we have less time to do this assignment compared to the other ones?
No, I haven't set. Sorry for that. but I
Everyone's
think
going on vacation.
10 days is enough.
What's that? Sorry, I missed that.
I think 10 days would be fine. If you answer 1 question each day, you will get to the result.
Okay.
Then we need another 2 questions.
Hey, enough of that.
No.
2 days
Time to write it, mate.
or, you know,
I'll give you 2 of
consolidate your-
mine. I'll only answer 6. I'm mitigating the risk and passing it on to someone else. Come on.
Oh, I like it.
You're doing a good job, mate.
No, I like it.
Okay. So if you find that it is difficult to finalize your assignment in 10 days on, you can ask for 2-3 days more, because it is I can do it easily, less than 4 days, but for more than 4 days you will need to follow a process, but below 4 days I will grant it to you. But please, not all of you, okay?
What do you mean?
I mean, I told you this, and
First come, first
everyone
serve.
that is watching is applying for extension. That's
Yeah.
Masood, can you do me a favour? Just check your email for me, please.
Hey guys, wait a moment. This is not a just granted for some and not granted for the others.
okay. So please make sure you justify why you are needing an extension. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So
So, sorry, I've just got a question. Just in terms of the referencing, should we just be referencing at the end of the report, or just in brackets as we go as well? Is there a preferred option for that?
okay. So
There's an RMIT standard, isn't there?
yes. So there are some good articles you can find in RMIT Blackboard to find out what is the proper referencing. But for referencing, you need to follow RMIT business format or Harvard style. RMIT business format is actually Harvard style. So you will need to follow Harvard style, and you will need to cite the statements that you refer to, articles. You will need to cite in the body, and then you will need to have a reference list at the end.
Thank you.
Okay.
Okay.
And many of the students, they do not follow a proper referencing, and they will lose marks. So make sure you do it perfectly. And don't forget to look at, let me share it with you. Don't forget to look at assignment rubric. This is the exact structure that you can follow. There are some good points in each section. For example, in question 2, project team approach to risk management and its problems are identified and discussed by referring to relevant theory and reference. So it means that you have to, in this question, you have to refer to theory. So there are, in rubric, you will find good tips for doing this. Yeah. And for example, you will not find theory in all of the questions. Okay. So make sure you understand the questions very well, and then apply your understanding. And what do you think? What is the major problem in that project? What do you think? What are you going to recommend to me?
Not to hire Gary.
So,
I think the initial stage of the project was very rushed and there wasn't much structure.
Or communication. There's almost no communication at all in the beginning.
So no milestones, no nothing.
Parts of the problem. Okay.
I think the project management is just not experience, and the technical thing is some sort of art, which Gary doesn't have it.
Okay, so this is another part of the problem. So all of these, problems will lead you to a bigger problem. Okay, so in your recommendation parts, when you discuss these issues, then you will talk about the biggest problem. Okay, and the biggest problem is about this course, lack of having a systematic approach to project management. That could be the biggest problem. So you will need to articulate it. I give you the answer. Justify it correctly, please. Okay, so have you gone through earned value management?
I have.
Okay, so is that clear for you? Or
yes, it's math, so I'm comfortable with mathematics. You should have given me that at the beginning of the course.
But it is very simple. It is very the mathematics in earned value management. It is very simple. So, okay, we have 15 minutes. So, I just discuss this part. So, in order to answer the project manager part in your assignments, it's good if you have a look at textbook chapter 1 and chapter 10, and you will find lots of project management skills and competency there. Okay, so discuss what are project management skills and competencies, and then compare them with the situation of project manager Gary. So, was there any problem with, for example, team building?
Oh, there wasn't any.
Okay, so was he able to motivate his team workers?
Not really, because a lot of them was ignoring him.
So why did they ignore him? Was it because of project manager himself, or because of maybe the structure of the organization?
Well,
I think it's the structure of the organization.
They weren't, the staff members had to go through their immediate bosses for any communication. They couldn't go directly to the project manager, so that caused them frustration. Okay, so some problems was with the structure of the company, and some problems was his skills, lack of some skills. So you should be able to distinguish between these things, okay, when you answer to that question. And what do you think, what was the type of their organization? What do you mean? From project perspective, what was the type of organization? Was it functional, project-based, or matrix? I think it was functional. Project-based. So, both of you were wrong. It was matrix. So, make sure you read it again. It was matrix because they had a PMO, and there was a weak matrix. So, you see some functional problems in that structure. That is because it was a weak matrix. So make sure you will be able to distinguish between organizational structure problems and project manager problems, and address project manager problems in that question. So do you remember
I'll show you another slide. Just go through this this short presentation. I have put some useful content for you, but there is no time to discuss all of them. So, for project organizational structure, we have three basic structures: functional, projectized, and matrix. So the most suitable one for performing projects are project-based organizations. But in many organizations, they are using different variations of matrix or functional organizations as well. So probably some of you are working in small organizations. So when you look at the content of week 5, you would be able to distinguish whether your organization is functional or projectized or matrix. But it is important to identify the level of authority of the project manager in each organization. In functional, the level of authority of project manager is little or none, close to none. The authority goes for functional managers. For example, financial department manager or head of engineering. So if a project is defined in a functional organization, the project manager role is just a coordinator. He or she doesn't have enough authority to acquire resources. And it is very, in this area, it is very similar to weak matrix or somehow balanced matrix. So make sure you read these structures before you go for your assignment, because it helps you to understand the situation of project manager there. The resource availability in functional, it is so hard for project manager to acquire resources, because for each of these resources, he or she has to negotiate with functional managers. And if the functional managers, they are busy with their day-to-day activities, or they just simply ignore the projects, it would be very hard for him or her to acquire resources. But in contrast, in projectized organizations, he or she has full authority to acquire resources. So these are differences between functional and projectized. And matrix is something in between.
The projectized is actually got a separate team. Is that the way that I understand? Okay.
Projectized, project manager is having full authority over project. So he or she is able to acquire resources, hire staff, talk about financial issues, freeze the budget, estimate the budget, freeze the budget, negotiate for more fund. But in functional, project manager is just a coordinator. He or she has to negotiate all these things with his or her top managers or functional
heads.
So the role of project manager in functional organization is part-time. And in projectized, it is full-time. And matrix, it is in between. Sometimes part-time, sometimes full-time, depending on the structure. So what do you think about Blue Spider project, the organization that was performing? What do you think? Based on this information, do you think it was a functional, balanced, or strong? Definitely it was not projectized.
It's functional.
Weak matrix, I reckon.
Another thing that you can distinguish between functional and matrix is the existence of project management office. If there is a project management office in that in the organization, it is likely that that organization is following a matrix structure. So I think that it was a weak matrix, because we had a PMO there, but the role of PMO was just advisory. they were not controlling or issuing regulations and the standards for project management. So they were not strong and they were not balanced. So they were following a weak matrix organizational structure. Does it make sense?
Yes.
Yeah.
So, any other questions you might have?
I have got a question about the title of the paper. Is it the appraisal report? Is that the title we're going to put in there, or?
Yes, it is an appraisal report. So you will evaluate the project. So it will be an appraisal. And one thing that I should note is that there are some online assignments available in the internet for this Blue Spider project, but they are already included in Turnitin, and if you copy and paste some available assignments in the internet, software will find it. So please don't do that. Plagiarism is the big issue, you know. Don't do that. And the other point is that the questions are changed somehow. So if the software can't catch those who are doing plagiarism, we will find it out because we have changed
Change the questions enough to know that it will be plagiarized.
Find it out. So please don't do that. Okay. And I just briefly discuss, we have 10 minutes, so I'll just briefly discuss about earned value management. It's a big topic, but I just briefly discuss. So earned value management is a technique that project managers and planners use to check the progress of the project. So it is a, I would say, simple tool to monitor the progress of the project. So remember, we have different process groups. It belongs to monitoring and control process groups as a part of the whole project management process.
So this relates to 6, does it?
Yes, week 6.
Question 6.
And also, no, week 6 and no. You don't discuss earned value management in questions. It is just another topic. It is not related. It is somehow related, but as we haven't given you any numbers and figures in the project, you won't be able to use it with earned value management. So it is not related to your assignment. But it is an important tool because whenever you want to run a project, you will need to monitor and control your progress. So what do you think? Why do we need to check and monitor our progress? What is the logic behind it?
To ensure that we're still on track to finish for the buzzing of the project.
On time, budget, resources, if you're going over or under.
Okay, so every project wants to be successful. We want to be successful. So we will need to check it based on project element. What are the project elements? Time, schedule, and the scope. We check the scope of the project with quality management, which we did not cover in this course. But for the other 2 components, time and cost, we would be able to check it with earned value management. So earned value is the percent complete of the task multiplied by its original budget. So in other words, it is the percentage of the original budget that has been earned by actual work completed. Does it make sense? let me say in another word, earned value is the planned value of all the work completed so far. Okay. So what is planned value? Planned value is your planned time phase budget. Do you remember that in your assignment 3, we ask you to provide a cash flow or time phase budget of your project?
Yep.
So that is your planned value. So when you draw your budget of the project against time, you will find your planned value. This is like I don't know, those that have provided planned value, the time phase budget in their assignment, they actually have provided us their planned value. And actual cost is the actual cost of the work completed. The difference between the earned value is based on your budget, but the actual cost is the actual cost of that activity that you have performed. So for example, you have planned for an activity that is based on your budget is costing $100, but when you do it, it actually costs $120. So when you finish that activity, your earned value is $100, but your actual cost is $120. Does it make sense?
Yep.
So then we calculate cost variance, which is earned value minus actual cost, and schedule variance, which is earned value minus plus planned value. So what happens when we have, for an activity, we have negative cost variance? What does it mean?
You are over budget.
So it means that our actual cost for that activity is more than our earned value. So what does it mean? We are
over budget.
We are over
You're
budget.
spending more than this. You're spending more than you've planned for.
So when
Anytime
okay, go on, Dejan.
I'm just printing something out. That's why I don't want to make too much noise for you guys. Yes, if anytime you're in negative on any of the values, your actual cost as opposed to your planned value or your EV, it means you're either under-resourced or under budget or over time. So if it's less than 1 or negative, it means you're in trouble. And if it's over, then you're ahead of the game.
So just remember this. If for each activity, these variances are negative, it means that you are in trouble. So for cost variance, negative cost variance, it means that you are over planned cost. And negative schedule variance, it means that you are behind schedule. And but it is just not enough to calculate cost variance and schedule variance, because sometimes, for example, if it depends on the way that you have planned, and it works, comparing on each activity, it works well when you are working with cost variance and schedule variance, but it couldn't be a good indication for overall project. For overall project, you will need to calculate SPI and CPI. So SPI is cost performance index, which is, CPI is cost performance index, which is earned value divided by actual cost. And when it is below 1, it means that you have cost overrun for the amount of work completed. And when it is over 1, it means that you have cost underrun. you are in good position. Financially, you are in good position. So, what happens when CPI is 1?
You're on target.
Yes, we are just on target. And the same concept applies to scheduled performance index. So when SPI is less than 1, it means that less work was completed than was planned. So you are behind the schedule. And when SPI is above 1, it means that you are ahead of your plan. So you are in good position. And normally when you want to report these things to your clients or your other stakeholders, you will put them in the form of graphs. So those who have worked in the project, probably they have seen that project people, they are talking about S-curve. So when in project management area we talk about S-curve, we mean planned value. So we draw planned value of the project based on our baseline, our planned baseline, and then we constantly calculate earned value and actual cost and compare it with our planned value. So at each point in time, we will have a good indication of the project progress. And there are also other figures like EAC, which is estimated completion, or ETC, estimate to completion. These are already discussed in week 6 content, so you can go and look at it. So I'm not going to discuss these things, but I mean, for in general, you will need to know schedule variance, cost variance, SPI, and CPI. I think those are enough. You can interpret any project progress report with these 4, variables. Okay. Is there any question?
Are we able to touch base next Tuesday night as well for assignment 4 if we've got any questions?
Tuesday or Monday? Next, isn't it Monday?
Monday, whenever. Monday or Tuesday next week.
So what is this? Let me know if you think that it is necessary to, have this. I mean, as per plan, we just have, this is our last webinar, but
okay.
If you think that you will need another one to discuss.
I'm just saying, if we've got a list, if you start up a thread with a list, we can start posing specific questions and we can answer them as opposed to just hit and miss. I'm not sure.
Okay, so
it's going to be easier.
Maybe okay. We put another question and answer webinar by next Monday.
Sure.
Okay, half an hour. Is that fine?
Yeah, fine.
Okay. So if you
I'm assuming most people will be doing work on the assignment over the weekend, and they might have questions leading into Thursday.
I already give you the final answer. So what's the point?
Awesome.
We just need to
make sense of it all.
Yeah.
Okay.
But we will see each other by next Monday, 8 o'clock.
Right.
Thank you very much.
I will do an announcement, so I will let you know, but it would be Monday, 8 o'clock. I think it would be fine.
Okay.
Okay.
Great.
So good luck with your next assignment, and meanwhile, I will try to mark your assignments.
And be nice to us with that assignment, eh?
I have been nice to all of you.
I know.
Yeah. Okay. So
Apologize in advance, Masood.
look forward to seeing you by the next week. Thank you all.
All right.
Next week.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye. Bye.